Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about a little cocky topic: Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, and a little bit of WoW. Now, first of all, I wanted to say that I tried recording this video like 20 times, and every single time I look like a complete fucking dumbass because outside is like 45 degrees Celsius and it's nighttime, and my back feels like a Niagara waterfalls, and it feels like I have a fucking Mercury next to me as a neighbor, right? So I'm not really feeling so juicy. However, I wanted to record this video because I wanted to gather all my thoughts, put them into one video, right? Talk about some shit, and hopefully not stun lock myself in like a loop of thought, which I usually do, right? I don't want to go into detail regarding the lawsuit, which I'm pretty sure everyone and their grandma knows right now. By now, it's a horrible thing that happened, and even if half of it is true or false, it doesn't really matter. If it already hasn't affected, it will completely affect the game. And all of this, I feel like I feel like in my head, I'm looking at all of this in the optimistic light, in the most optimistic way possible. Like, I'm not saying that any of this is actually positive for the game. Oh, thank God that there was sexual harassment. Now they're gonna remove these people from the game. Like, thank God that the game is gonna be good. No, I'm just thinking that for something bad to happen, so for something good to happen, something bad has happened before, vice versa, right? Like, there's always that, right? It's impossible. So I feel like even in these like shitty ass times, right? Stupid shitty times, something good can come out of it. And I know most people will just say it's a huge copium, right? Like, come on, like we've been through WoD, we've been through Legion, BFA, in our Shadowlands, we've been through like a first delay, a month delay of the expansion, an 8 month patch, and after the 8 month patch, we got this bullshit, right? Korthia. People don't want to do that right anymore. Like, people are done. And before, I feel like people forget about this. But before, the problems with the game and people quitting and then coming back was always like the systems, right? The philosophy, the new expansion comes out, and then they change the philosophy of the game. They change this, they change that, right? It's always like, oh man, we don't want the Titan forging. And after 6 years, they fix the Titan forging, right? And then 4 years, kind of. And then it's like, oh wow, but then they've added like these 20 new issues to solve the other issues, and so when they remove those issues, then you're left with the previous issues, which gives you like this thing, right? So I don't really want to go in depth. Um, However, I think this time this isn't really something that can be changed in a patch. I think when the company is in a huge shit, usually the game suffers, right? 100%. And then the devs suffer. Now, we don't know anything. Well, I don't know anything. I feel like most people do not know anything that's happening inside a company regarding some of these people. We don't know what's going to happen. People can only assume, and I'm not here to assume. I'm here to try and predict the outcome later on in the long term, in the long run. And I'm thinking about two things mainly. First, obviously, being the worst one, the game just dies, right? The game just dies. They try, they fail, they've lost majority of the player base, and they just die. The game just dies. And I feel like WoW dying doesn't necessarily mean shutting down the servers or whatever. It's just right now you pay a sub of $15 for the patches being for the fucking expansion. You pay the expansion, then you pay $15 actively every month, so the patches can come out like recent in like a short period of time, right? So you don't pay for DLCs, right? And the patches are actually pretty chunky, pretty massive. Like, usually have a raid, new raid tier, new fucking zone, whatever, right? Call it whatever the fuck you want, right? It's maybe worth or not the money. It doesn't really matter. You get the big patch, right? And then the next expansion is pretty much every 2 years and whatever, right? So I feel like WoW dying out doesn't necessarily mean shutting down the servers, but it could legitimately mean just us not getting an expansion like every 5 years. I was getting an expansion every like 4 to 5 years, and having like patches be like every 2 years or every 1 year with like some content. Like, take it like a big patch like fucking 7.2, and cut it like in half and put it like once a year, right? Something like that. And then probably the sub prices would either disappear or the sub money, like the subscription money would either be like non-existent anymore or it would be like $5 or some shit, right? Doesn't matter. Um, so that's like one way. Or the other way is just a lot of people just stop immediately, and Blizzard literally has to put like drastic measures in and change the game somehow, and it just so the game can adapt to those like to such a smaller player base, right? So the game is already dead. Doesn't matter. However, I want to focus on the more positive side, the more positive outcome, on the copium outcome, which is pretty much Blizzard doing something with a magic wand and changing things. Like I don't know if they need the internal change. Well, clearly they do, right? But um, some developer changes, some this, some of that. I don't know if people who actually. I know there's this funny meme where the people say that people who make the game they don't actually play it. We don't actually know, right? We don't know if they have any say in any of this, right? We don't really know what's happening over here. Excuse me. Um, So maybe they just have to replace the developers and whatever they replace the leadership. Something happens, right? And something big happens, and then the next patch comes out, and the patch is actually good. However, nobody plays it. The only people who play it are people like me who are addicted, right? And people who are either like hardcore raiding and they're trying to fucking provide content for their stream so they can or their channel or something so they can actually live off of it. Um, so the next patch comes out, and it's pretty good, right? People play it, and the people who play it are really vocal about it, and they tell other people how it's good. But nobody really plays it, right? And then the final patch comes out, or the next patch is final. Final doesn't really matter. And then it's still they develop a really good patch. And so still these people who are still playing the game, and then some people are coming back, some people are quitting, whatever. But there's this word on the street that the patch is really good. So the big dudes come over there and stream the patch and say, "Oh, this is pretty fun, whatever." But they don't really give a fuck. They don't really do the juicy stuff in the patch. So the new expansion gets announced. That fucking expansion looks spot on, crazy fucking expansion, crazy fucking shit. You know, new systems, the new faces, new voices, new of the developers, right? The new ideas and whatever. They're full of energy, right? And then people get excited, and the beta keys are rolling out everywhere. You know, people are testing out the game. They say, "All right, this looks fun," but they're still pessimistic, right? And they have every right to be. They should be, right? You have to be critical of the game in order for the game to be good. Because if you're not critical, then you just don't give a fuck, right? Um, and so what happens is then after all of that, the people test out, then the expansion starts, and slowly you see people coming back. Slowly you see these videos of it's been a long time no see. We're coming back to took a 1 year break enough, you know, coming back to WoW, PogChamp, you know, whatever. And then I feel like that's the best outcome, right? And Blizzard then just tries and they go. But I don't think stuff will be the same anymore. Don't get me wrong. I would love to come back to a time where Blizzard would do a BlizzCon and they wouldn't give a fuck about what they say. Like they would say funny words on BlizzCon and they would do a little bit of swearing, a little bit of that, joking around. And they would just fuck it. They would just be dudes who are really good at making the game and improving the game they play. They like to play, right? It was just a couple of fucking, you know, dudes who really know how to program and make art and whatever. They're really good at it, right? And they enjoy playing their game. And I think it was just different times back then. I feel like 2013, 14, 15, it was just kind of different times, man. Like the social media and internet weren't really that kind of like in a gaming, weren't really that connected. They were all there, but they were like in the different patches, and the bridges didn't exist. And as soon as the bridges, I feel like in 2016, as soon as they connected the bridges, and as soon as the, especially with the elections, man, 4chan, fuck. Uh, I feel like when they connected those bridges and they made those things possible, and they actually, the information was like another industrial revolution, right? Uh, I feel like that was, oh, mosquito. I feel like that was a time where a lot of things changed, right? Like, weren't allowed to do all those things, at BlizzCon. That weren't allowed to say things at BlizzCon or whatever. I'm just putting that as an example. Maybe that's not true. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass or some shit. But I really am trying to to figure this out, right? I'm really thinking about this because I've been playing this game. I haven't been playing this game for that long. I played since Monk. I'm 22, and I every single day I used to get up, right? I don't think about this game. It wasn't like all the time, but it was just when I turned on my PC. It wasn't the thought in my head like, oh, what am I gonna play today? It's just what are my goals in WoW today? What is this? What is that? Right? What I have to do today? What I want to do this week? What I do with my guild or whatever? Right? Like, what is the next thing I have to do today? Right? And I was always excited, and I always had these goals, and I was always excited to do all these things. And WoW was just a perfect game for me. Don't get me wrong, I like other games. I play League of Legends as well, but in any single game I play, I like playing one thing. I play one class, right? I like to play one class to become the best at it, one champion, one game, right? Play that shit and nothing else, right? And I enjoyed WoW. Ever since Mob, I was playing a game. I was really young in Mob, but ever since Mob, I was playing a game, and I had fun. However, something happened in 9.1, and I don't really know what. Um, I was thinking about this, and I just so the 2 weeks ago. Right now it's 31st July. 2 weeks ago, three. I was pumped as fuck. I was hyped as fuck. I was in a really good guild, and we were supposed to push for World 100, top 100 to get the Hall of Fame in 9.1 in Sanctum. First fucking patch comes out, I'm fucking grinding the fuck out of Korthia, right? Long expected patch. I was happy that I don't have to do Castle Nathria every single week. I was keeping rank 1 parses on Castle Nathria for 3 months in a row. 3 months in a row for the fucking Fury Warrior. I was trying to fucking get rank 1 parses every single fucking week on both difficulties. I was doing my fucking best. I was trying to grind. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it, sometimes this, and every single fucking week it was a necessity, right? It doesn't really matter. I was fed up with Castle Nathria, right? It was a long ass fucking first raid. First patch, right? So I fucking go in 9.1. I'm super excited. I grab the fuck out of Korthia. And I'll come back to it later. I'll come back to Korthia a little bit later. Um, Ran the fuck out of it. First week of normal heroing comes out. Clear the fucking shit. Sylvanas, we actually didn't fucking bother killing Sylvanas because the fucking fight was AIDS as fuck and it was really, really bad with the scaling, and it doesn't really matter. Second week comes out, the Mythic week. Coming over there. Come in, kill Terror Group. I get nothing. But then just this thought in my head fucking pops up, and it's like, man, I didn't enjoy this at all. I was like, fuck, man, why am I doing this? And that kind of took me. That kind of pushed me over. I didn't realize why I was thinking over there, right? I was thinking, I'm clearing trash right now. I'm silent, man. I'm fucking thinking, right? I'm thinking, I'm trying to figure out like what happened, right? Like what is this feeling? What is this thought that I'm experiencing, right? I can't think about it. I just don't get it. It's like, what is it? Like, am I burnt out? Did I play Korthia? Is the problem with the Korthia, with the fucking zone, requiring you to play between like 1 to 3 hours, depending on your RNG? And then you play through that, and then sometimes you get 800 rep for the day. Sometimes you get 1.3k rep for the day. And I was thinking, I was like, no, man, I played through WOD, I played through BFA, I played through these shitty ass suspensions. I never felt burnt out, right? If I'm burnt out in one part of the game, I just play the other. If I'm burnt out in PvE, I go PvP a little bit, collection, I go achievements, right? But no. Later on, I was just decided, I was clearing the 9, killed the 9, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to do this. And I literally the next day, overnight, I'm thinking, and I just wake up, and I'm the only warrior in the guild. Like this rating, that's all. Doesn't matter. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what I want to do, but I don't want to raid. Soon enough, I don't want to play the game. And I was thinking, like, what is it? I feel like it's time, man. I feel like my time invested in a game doesn't really matter anymore. Uh, I don't know how it got in my head, but you can always look at the fucking boosting scene. Boosting in Shadowlands has been more prevalent than any other expansion before, and the fact that boosting was so easy to get into was one of the issues. Like, little Bobby and his mom can literally go and boost. Like, I was in these boosting groups all the time. Like, I had a really good spot. Like, every single time I was boosting multiple times a week, just for remake for DBS, right? In smaller groups. There's people who come in who are just clueless. I've met so many new boosters in Shadowlands than in any other expansion combined. Why? Because of the fucking WoW token. Because of the WoW token, man. Like that fucking shit. That's so weird, man. They literally do not let you pay money for gear, but they let you pay them money for gold so you can buy gear with gold. It doesn't make sense, really. But I guess like in any point in time that I feel like my time is being wasted with something that I'm doing, I quit it instantly. I have this huge fucking tick where if I feel like I'm wasting time, I'm done. And I never felt that with WoW, and I always thought that I'll end up playing WoW, like end with WoW, like when I have a kid, and this kid is gonna, he's gonna start playing the game, and he's gonna play my character, man, and he's gonna, do all these dumb achievements that I never wanted to do, the BG achievements. I fucking don't want to do that shit. I'm not gonna do BG achievements. He's gonna do these fucking fishing profession achievements and all that shit. He's gonna finish my character. He's gonna be my legacy, man. He's gonna be my kid, right? But I always thought that I was going to, move on from the game, but still be there, in some shape or form. I never thought that the game was going to push me away. That's the thing, right? And that's exactly what happened. I feel like that's what happened with a lot of people. And it's sad as fuck, right? Because I woke up the next day and I didn't log into WoW. And the last time I did that was when I wasn't home, for like a week. I was with my friends in the like a summer trip or whatever, like a summer vacation. And it was the first time I intentionally didn't log in. And I didn't log in for like 10 days. So weird. I was really, it was a shock to my system. Because I am addicted, of course, dude. I'm addicted to the game because the game is so good, right? The game is so good and it provides you with things that you like. It's the game that you find. Like everyone has that game and they play this game a lot because it fulfills their needs for a certain thing and it makes them feel good. And I wouldn't take any of that back, right? Like I'm not one of those guys who like are pissed off right now and it's like fuck all this was a waste of time. No, man, I met so many great people in this game. It's just I'm still in contact with them. I'm not really like a social guy, but I'm still in contact with these guys. We talk on Discord all the time. It's like I really don't even think about them being like people that I met through WoW. It's just my friends, right? I really take it for granted. Right? I don't really like even think, oh, this is a person I met on WoW. No, this is really my friends. I just forgot about that. I forgot that I met them through WoW, right? It's crazy. And to see all of this and all that just instantly go away, like in one night, to feel like, well, I'm not gonna leave these guys, right? But I'm not gonna leave these friends. But to just see them one by one go and drop the game and play something else, play Final Fantasy or whatever, it kind of just fucking kind of feels like literally feels like the game is getting deserted, right? It feels like the game is done, and it feels just like if you play the game, you're just fucking poisoning yourself for no reason, right? You're literally just over there extending the fucking thing. It's like you're sleeping and your alarm goes off and you hit the snooze. You keep hitting the snooze. You're trying to sleep and dream, but you know you have to get the fuck up. It's the same shit with this, man. You literally just gotta, get the fuck up, and go. But that doesn't mean that there's no hope. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of hope, but I'm pretty sure things will change. with the community and with WoW, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Like I'm really sorry that all that bullshit happened to those people. Like it's not. It's like not enough that they work for like minimum wage or less or some dumb shit, and they come to job and then this is some fucking horny bastard literally goes and drools all over them. It doesn't have to be female. They always focus on female, which is fine, right? They're in the worst position. But dude, it can be a fucking male as well. You can never know, man. As the salaries as well. The salaries, there are problems with salaries, man. They use these people because these people care so much about the game that they know that they can walk over them like a fucking rug. And so, how do you then expect? How do you expect the game to be good after all that? And then when you add 1 and 1, 2 and 2, it's pretty fucking obvious. It's pretty obvious of what the result is going to be, right? And then you realize, oh, you know, when you squeeze your butt cheeks a little bit, after eating food for some time, and some shit comes out, and you just realize, oh, I'm in the actual shit, I'm swimming in this shit, right? So it's not that good. It's not that good. Um, I'm sad that all this is happening so fast and so unexpected, to be honest. I feel like 9.1 has been such a letdown that this fucking lawsuit and everything isn't really like a cherry on top to push it over. Like, whatever the fuck, right? Isn't really like something like just tipped over. It's literally just a fucking bulldozer, right? I feel like the whole game right now needs some sort of a wake up, and I don't know what it is. I'm not a game dev. I don't give ideas, like to any other game devs. But I'm pretty sure something needs to change, and I'm really thinking that I feel like it's like a freaking weird prediction, but I feel like one of the devs or something, or some of them, will literally come out and they will agree to speak to anyone. They will agree to be interviewed by anyone at some point regarding WoW problems with World of Warcraft. And they will say nothing regarding Blizzard, only World of Warcraft. And I do assume that some of the bigger streamers, and you know who I'm talking about, is probably going to get the fucking chance to interview them because he never got the chance to interview them, right? I'm pretty sure some of these things will happen, and Blizzard will try. And I feel like in the end, after all this is done, after the dust is settled, we're gonna have the situation of Blizzard where they say, "Give us time. Give us time. We'll try and fix it, and we'll say okay." And the only thing left is waiting. So what do you do while you wait? Play Final Fantasy. Play other games. Myself, I went back to League again. Don't really know. I might come back to WoW just to get some achievements, just fuck around, but I don't really know. I do stream. I do stream. I do enjoy streaming. I do enjoy talking to people. But I don't know. I might make a video on Final Fantasy as well. Like, this has been so bad that I actually started making videos. So bad. The Shadowlands is so bad. 9.1 at least. I do want to make a video regarding Final Fantasy, regarding some of the things with the WoW refugee stuff, and why I think they're pretty much using Final Fantasy as a band-aid, band-aid for for their WoW problems, for their hole that WoW has left in their minds, in their hearts, whatever, man. I feel like that is the truth, and I don't think Final Fantasy is a bad game. I just feel like all of these people are looking to find WoW in these games that aren't WoW, and they're going to be pretty disappointed. But that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. It hasn't been a really long video, to be honest, thank God. But I'll figure out when I'll make a next one, and that's it. See you guys.